Hi, Micky.
Hi, Gregory. Hi, everybody. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going? Greetings from fabulous Las Vegas.
Greetings from Beep.
Greetings from my dungeon/office.
How's Angola, Gregory?
Maybe I'll tell you later.
I thought he was in South Africa.
Some say that he's in Bognor Regis.
I thought he was fixing my antenna on my house.
Cal says that he's seen him somewhere near Texas as well.
Let's give it a couple of minutes for everybody to get in.
Somewhere sandy and dusty. Where is it?
And muddy.
You're describing my office, guys.
Wait, are you also in Vegas, Gregory? It sounds, well, it's not that muddy actually, but it's definitely sandy and dusty.
I know some clubs in Vegas that are muddy.
Not sure I'll be heading there.
I must say, though, your world mobile internet is very good, Gregory.
It is, isn't it?
Super clear.
Can't say the same for the networks in the US. I've really noticed the not spot issue going around Vegas.
Yeah, it's mad. There's so many people here, and the towers just can't handle the capacity, or they just don't have the signal. It just drops out.
Right, 3 minutes in to the hour. Don't want to hang around too long. So, greetings, mobilers. If it's not clear, most of the team are dialing in from fabulous Las Vegas. Looking out my window right now, I can see the Strip. I can see the Sphere, which is fascinating. And I don't know if anybody's seen this, but pretty mind-blowing. A little bit weird at times. And apparently, it's incredible inside as well. I was hearing that every seat has got spatial audio, which sounds incredible. But the reason that we're here is we've been at a couple of we've been at an event this week over the past few days at MWC, which we'll touch upon shortly, and we're also attending NFT Las Vegas. So many of the community are in town, and I was lucky enough to meet up with Rob, who I'm sure is listening in right now, and Chef. It was great to see you both at the hotel last night, and looking forward to meeting many more of you over the next few days. But just before we get started, let's just do a round of introductions. As always, I'm Mike, Marketing Director for World Mobile Group and host of these X Spaces community updates.
I'm Micky Watkins, aka Mr. Telecom, and I'm the CEO of World Mobile and the original founder.
Hi, Alan Omnet, Chief Operating Officer, and very much working on planning and execution, everything World Mobile.
Hello there, Antonio Hernandez, CTO, working on all the software development happening in-house and off-house and day house, everywhere.
How about the clones, the twins?
Hey everybody, this is Nick Soper. I'm one of the co-founders, and I'm working on a lot of the design projects, setting up all the support structures and teams and e-commerce platforms.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew. Sound exactly the same as Nick. Also one of the co-founders, in charge of country ops, a lot of governance, and supporting a heck of a lot through the group in these exciting times. Thanks for coming.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gregory Gottlieb. I'm the head of aerial platforms, feeling a bit like Waldo at the moment because nobody knows where I am. But that will be revealed in due course.
It certainly will. We're going to have a big reveal towards the end of this Twitter space, X space. Just to manage expectations, today we need to go and set up at NFT Las Vegas. So I think last time out we were on for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's not going to be as long this time. I think we'll try and stick to the hour, but we'll make sure we'll have some time towards the end for everybody's questions. So yeah, just to touch upon why we're in Vegas and why most of the team are here. So we were at MWC Vegas earlier in the week, which is one of the prominent gatherings of telecommunications professionals and companies in the world. The US focused event was here in Vegas. So I'm not sure if everybody saw our pictures that we shared on social, but we had a really good placement at the event. We had 2 stands, 2 booths. One was with the GSMA Foundry, so the GSMA being the global body for mobile network operators. And on that booth and stand, we were presenting our mission to connect the unconnected with Aerostat. So we were showcasing some of our work to date, some of the work that's going on right now in an unnamed African country, narrowing it down a little bit. And we were actually on stand with, I think Nokia were there, some big players actually in the Foundry, which was great. Made lots of good connections. Spoke to many people about the work that we've been doing, and in Zanzibar in particular, and some of the field testing that we've been doing in other countries too. The other booth that we had was on the OnGo Alliance stand, and the OnGo Alliance is a global body for CBRS and collaboration within the field of CBRS. So on that booth, we were talking about our mission to connect the USA. So a lot of focus is being placed on the USA at the moment, with AirNode sales ready to launch. So yeah, we were talking there with suppliers, partners, collaborators, and showcasing our plans for the USA, and of course talking a lot about our recent Spectrum acquisition. So yeah, it was fantastic to meet so many people at the event and speak to people about World Mobile. The excitement about what we are doing was very, very clear to see. I think a lot of people in the telecom space find the concept of what we're doing very disruptive, and really believe in our mission and our focus. And it was just great to kind of feel that energy from the people that we spoke to. Micky, what were your highlights from the event this week from MWC?
Some key meetings with well-known global names, some key partnerships as well that we've managed to forge previous to being here, but actually put pen to paper here. Those partnerships will be helping Operation AirNodes very much so. But I think the bit that I'm most proud of, don't even think, I mean I am, is the accolades that we're getting, and we're seen as the most proficient DY player in the space. So, and that's not me, you know, I prefer to be humble, but that's other people coming to us from the industry, as you said, Mike, and saying, what you're doing is amazing. You're actually doing it. You're not talking about doing it, but it's happening, and your business model works. So to have industry leaders, experts, multi-billion-dollar companies that are saying this to us, we don't need them to say this to us, but it's definitely an honor and something that I'm proud of. And of course, you, the team, worked really hard. And this was probably the best Mobile World Congress that we've ever been to, in terms of developing and finalizing relationships. And everybody here in the US that we met has a problem. Everybody here considers themselves underserved. You know, even in the event hall, the connectivity was terrible. So there's never been a time that's more relevant that we're here, and we're here to capitalize on that, and to connect the unconnected, serve the underserved, and fix the problems that exist, not just around the world, but also in the USA.
With that focus on the USA, one thing I think we should make clear, there's been a few questions I've noticed over the past few weeks when people have seen our collateral and messaging around the USA. And that those questions tend to focus on, whether that objective conflicts with our global objectives. But what's your perspective on that, Micky?
It's world mobile. It's not one country mobile or one continent mobile. We've spent a lot of time on the African continent getting the sharing economy working to a point where, if I liken this to a kid, this is a 14, 15-year-old kid now. We can trust them to go to the shops. We can trust them to go out. We want them to check in, and we're there to support and be a good parent, a good guardian. But we've done a really good job building a sharing economy. And then we spent a lot of time supporting the Pakistan launch, although without actual people on the ground from World Mobile, which was a challenge in itself, but a challenge that we undertook and went very well. And now the continent, North America, it's not just USA, it's also Canada, it's also Mexico, and over the next couple of years, we expect to be on every continent. We expect the sharing economy to reach its potential and have explosive growth. So, of course, we're only a 110 man team, 110 man and women team. So I would love to be doing all of it at once at the same time, but that also doesn't make any sense because you have assumptions, you need to prove those assumptions. So World Mobile is still for the world, and we've got a heavy focus everywhere. But now is the turn for the United States of America, which is in dire need of a solution to fix these dead zones, to fix these not spots, and to fix the rural connectivity.
Fantastic. And I think, that rounds off MWC. It's been a busy few days. I feel like we've not really stopped. We've not had a moment to rest at all, and it's not stopping for a few days yet because we're going straight into NFT Las Vegas. Micky, you're going to be talking on stage with James. What's on the agenda?
Everything, but of course connectivity and the importance of connectivity and how we're doing it. And of course, this is an NFT conference, so we'll be talking about the Earth node and what the Earth node will be doing in the immediate present, and what the Earth node will be doing in the future. Yeah,
so we're going to be on stand with IOG. We're going to be fully branded with World Mobile Earth nodes. That's the booth itself. And our t-shirts, and we'll have some merch to give away as well at the booth. So anyone who is attending the event, make sure you head over. Who in the community is joining us, Micky? We're going to have a couple of guest appearances at the booth, aren't we?
Trying to find the unmute button. Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. We've got Rob and we've got Cal, who have volunteered to come over and support us. And I think having community members, community leaders like these guys is going to be a great thing because actually they come from the community perspective. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys there. And of course, anybody else that wants to come to the stand and hang out and talk, we'll be there all day. And we'd love to talk, and we'd love to get excited about what we're doing together and hear your feedback, and afterwards go for a drink.
Yeah, and I think we have got a meetup scheduled. Again, Rob's been great in supporting getting that planned. So I think the plan is to meet at the Westgate Hotel Sportsbook Bar. So if anybody is in Las Vegas and fancies coming down to say hello if you're at the event, or even if you're not at the event, it'd be great to see you there. And that's going to be tomorrow at 5 p.m, I think, but we'll double check and confirm those details. So yeah, really looking forward to the event, seeing everybody there. And yeah, it's going to start in a couple of hours. So after this, going to rush, get ready, get set up, and yeah, see everybody at NFT Las Vegas. So moving on from that, many of you in the community will have noticed that we have had a big change, and that change is we have a new website for worldmobile.io. This has been a project that has been many months in the planning, and I'm hopeful that everybody in the community shares my enthusiasm for the new design and the new presentation of World Mobile, which I think is definitely fit for a the project in 2023 and going into 2024 and beyond. So just to give you kind of an overview of some of the things that have changed with the website. We've got a brand new proposition, which I think really encapsulates, what World Mobile stands for, and it just reiterates what Micky said previously about, we are World Mobile and not one country mobile or even a continent mobile. And we've gone with a headline that is "Together, let's connect the world," because that is the essence of what World Mobile is, right? It's using the sharing economy, the community coming together to take part in this mission and this objective of connecting the unconnected and serving the underserved around the world. And we've got a really strong proposition presentation that we've got kind of highlighting the challenges that underpin our mission. We've got a brand new explainer for the network where you're able to explore the different elements of the hybrid dynamic network. And we're also showcasing the various projects that we've undertaken around Zanzibar, Pakistan, USA, even in the UK, where we still got our cellular air node in Wales. And then introducing the sharing economy, which is going to link through to the Airnode sales platform. And then we've got at the bottom of the website our kind of product set. The job isn't finished. We've done a lot of work, and I have to shout out the wider team. I mean, I feel like so many people in World Mobile have been involved in this project, but our incredible arts team, UX team, we've got Joe Miller, Matt Delahunt, who not many of the people in the community have contact with, but they're continuously working across all of our products. Nick, who's on the call, has been instrumental. Josie's had a big hand in the website, as many other people. But yeah, looking forward to the next steps as well. We're going to start building out pages for the app, and the eSIM integration is coming very, very soon as well, which I'm sure you're all excited for. So yeah, I think really great to see that website go live, but the job isn't finished, and look forward to sharing the updates with you moving forward. And as I say, one of those integrations is going to be Airnode sales platform. So yeah, Micky, what's the latest with the Airnode sales platform?
So the platform's ready. The platform is being tested. We expect to release it early next week, with the first batch of Airnodes in the USA going for sale. So this is a monumental moment for us. One of our favorite content creators will be putting out a video on the platform and how it works, so that everybody can understand. But it's pretty intuitive. A lot of thought and effort has gone into it. And the platform, you can choose between CBRS and World Mobile Spectrum, which is band 71. So you'll be able to see, as you click on the hexes, how much coverage you'll be able to get, where the ideal place to place an Airnode is. And it serves as two purposes, right? One is to fix your own problem. So you live on a farm, you live in a bad connectivity area. So we're encouraging everybody who wants to fix their own problem to join the World Mobile Network. You'll buy an Airnode, you'll be given some eSIMs. You won't be charged for usage of your inside your own zone on your eSIMs. I think we're going to be giving out anywhere between 3 to 5 per Airnode that's sold. But what's super exciting is our approach to actually creating dense networks to be able to cover these not spots, to be able to cover these dead zones. So we'll have concentrated focus that we will gamify over time, that will be specific zones where we know the need is huge. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to buying some Airnodes myself. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm currently on the staging version of the website behind the scenes. And one thing I wanted to kind of bring up, and I think would be quite interesting for the community. So I'm just switching on the panel between World Mobile Spectrum and CBRS, and one thing that's really clear is the different size of the hexes. So is there anything you can share on that and the reason for these different hexes? I think, James, we had a conversation about this, which I found fascinating.
Right.
So,
well,
Band 71, there are a couple of things. First thing is Band 71 is 600 megahertz. 600 megahertz simply goes further. It's a very good frequency for propagation. And the second thing is you're allowed to transmit much more power on Band 71. So you can transmit 300 watts. I think the absolute legal limit is somewhere around 1500 watts, but no one ever goes that hot. But it's a couple of hundred watts, and that will just go a very long distance. So it will go. We measured it in the Reno tests. We could go pretty much as far as we could see. So 12 kilometers, maybe a little bit more, maybe 15 kilometers. So we therefore specify a hex size which is 7 kilometers in diameter. Obviously, hex doesn't have a diameter because it's hexagon. But it's just great coverage.
And the CBRS is needed within those smaller hexes in order to take the capacity. As you probably know from a tweet that I made a couple of weeks ago, we put up a couple of nodes in Reno just to prove some assumptions and just to be cool, really. And it was very cool. So we saw in 4 days around 50,000 to 60,000 connections on one sector that was pointing in one direction with a very thin beam. We were actually using the antenna that we put on our aerostats. So we're very excited to see.
I mean, the Reno Bowl has about 450,000 inhabitants, and sort of Reno town, which is, I guess, the built-up part, is about 300,000. So our cell that's in central Reno will cover about 1/3 of Reno town. So it sees about 100,000 people. And we had, just in the first day we popped it up, about 10% of those people make an attach request to our network. Now, remembering that those people have got other people's SIMs in. So that means that those people were making an attach attempt because they couldn't get service on their current operator. So it's pretty interesting statistic.
Yeah, we knew this, but then when you actually see it and you feel it, you say, okay, wow, there's a reason we built World Mobile, right?
There's a difference between theory
need.
and practice, right? It's like, theoretically speaking, we should see a lot of people, and then when it happens, it's like a Yahoo moment.
Yeah, and then you know it because the last spaces that you were on, you had to jump and pick up the kids, and all of a sudden you were offline. So you know the pains of being
dreadful.
an American. Yeah.
Well, and remember that I was offline despite the fact that, according to my phone, I had a perfect signal.
And then it's important to also note that the work we've been doing for the last 2.5 years, 3 years, even longer, but officially as World Mobile, with Magnus, for example, on the African continent, using TV whitespace, has made us resident experts in Kenya. Using TV whitespace, we understand the limitations, the possibilities, the progress that we can make with it, and then of course to be able to just come over here and having all of that experience and knowledge, and to be able to deploy inside the same spectrum was a good game plan, right, James?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased that the decision to go with the Band 71 seems to be the right decision, right? And so that's good. But obviously, it's basic physics that the lower the frequency you have, the less available spectrum is usually is there because of just the way it is. And so all operators have a 2 or 3 band strategy where you capture people and control people on the low frequency because it has this huge 10 to 20 kilometer cell size, and then you use that to determine where all your hot locations are, and then you go in and you put in a higher frequency in those hot locations to give the bandwidth. So that's just that, it's exciting doing it as a DY project, but obviously a cellular person will say, I've been doing this for 30 years, Mr. Tagg. Yeah, well, yes, I have.
And the hexes, they're from an Uber planning system, correct?
Yeah, it's a management information system that Uber invented because they wanted to do things about density of car rides and and things like that, and it just seemed a good way to do it. The nice thing about hexes is that they scale in a nice way, and so they invented it's called the H3 standard, I think, which they open sourced, and there's now a foundation that runs it. So
exciting. And so you touched upon Reno there a couple of times. So can you explain how the World Mobile Airnode sales are going to grow and expand from Reno? So I think that's going to be a focus area initially, isn't it?
So it's again two different clients, right? One client is, look, I've got a problem. I don't have connectivity at my house, or I have very poor connectivity on the backside of my house or near the kitchen. My mum or my neighbors living next door, and they clearly have this problem as well. I want to fix my own problem. So this is anybody can come across the entire United States of America, purchase a CBRS node, connect to the World Mobile Network, and they can fix their own problem. And we'll provide them with the SIMs. And as I said, that of course, they will not pay for the SIM usage whilst they're on their own network. The other side is a focused approach to actually densifying a network that is useful for everybody, useful for wholesale. So that's the existing 1,000 mobile network operators, whether that's roaming customers from international, or whether that's local or national or regional carriers, mobile network operators. So what we'll be doing is we'll be batching a certain release. So we've identified with Scan for Points exactly where we need to be. So we know exactly where we should densify the network in order to fix the problems. We're not looking to overbuild the existing mobile network operators. We're looking to complement their coverage and fix a solution for them, which then in turn fixes it for their customers and World Mobile customers. So the first batch will probably be around 50 to 75 air nodes in Reno that will go up live. The community will be a first come, first served. They'll purchase. We'll support with the right connections that they need to be able to get it up and to build the network. And we actually hope to do that in the next 8 weeks, which will be pretty much a record-breaking time. I'm not sure if the community will be able to put up those nodes in 8 weeks, but we're definitely going to give our best support and effort to get them up. So a batching system, as we've always said, is what's going to happen. And then once we've filled out Reno, we'll then take on New Mexico, Utah, North California. And we're also negotiating, as I've said in the last couple of months, right now to acquire spectrum in 30 different states. So we know where the focus should be. And we also know we can support people who have their own problems with connectivity and want to fix that problem. Eventually, as the explosive growth happens and 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 nodes are laid down in the USA, everything will start to mesh and merge to create this huge footprint. But it's very important for revenue that we also have wholesale traffic. And that's been my motto since the very beginning. If you remember the Mark Cuban conversation, I put out something that said to him, the day that you're driving past and using our network, I'm very much looking forward to it. Even without you knowing you're using our network, you pay AT&T and AT&T pay us. So we're still very much on that mission to get that revenue going, and we're doing really well.
Exciting times. And we're taking an Airnode today to NFT Las Vegas. I'm literally sat right next to it. And I'm going to have to carry it over to the conference hall. What type of Airnode will this one be?
That one is a CBRS node.
Okay.
It's got around a 3 to 5 kilometer range. I believe it has a purchase price. I'll let Andy tell you actually, because he's dealing with that. But I think it's around $5,000, $7,000. With multiple sectors inside it. And that typically will be an installation on the roof of your house or somewhere with a good line of sight. And that will connect a couple of hundred users concurrently. So if it can connect a couple of hundred users concurrently, it can serve maybe 1,200 users in that area. And the beautiful thing about CBRS is there's 150 megahertz. That's quite a big band of spectrum available. And although they call it unlicensed, there's an argument to say that it is licensed because you've got to register in a SAS and you've got to do a lot of different things. Everything that will help with and support the community to be able to build. But it has exactly the same handoff properties as cellular. So although it's very similar to Wi-Fi, when you jump off of Wi-Fi and then you jump to another mesh, sometimes you'll notice that it can take you anywhere between 3 seconds to 15 seconds to reconnect. Now, that's not good for a cellular network, because you lose a call, all of a sudden the person goes quiet on the other line, then they're reconnected, and then it's all cool again. With CBRS, it's milliseconds. You can hand off, so you can have someone driving past in a car, listening and consuming music from Apple Music or on a Zoom call, and they go from node to node with a seamless effect. So the one you've got there is for that purpose, for CBRS. So you could put it on your farm, or you could densify Reno, add capacity to the network, or you could put it in a coffee shop and serve your customers or any other wholesale customers running through.
Exciting. Well, look forward to showing it to members of the community today and over the weekend.
Well, it's exciting because it's very real, right, Mike? You know, we've always said that to bank the unbanked, you've got to connect the unconnected, but we've always talked about mass adoption, and you've got crypto projects out there, huge ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you know they have Binance, for example, a million users, right? But actually, if you look at the amount of connections that we had off of one radio in 4 days, one sector, and then you think you're going to put 70 sectors up in Reno in the next 8 weeks, actual daily active users connected to the network, terminating to the Aya blockchain through the Earth nodes, you're all of a sudden starting to speak about hundreds of thousands of users. And then you think about adding New Mexico and adding Utah, and then you think about Pakistan, and then you think about Zanzibar. And actually, it's very achievable to consider that you could have 20 million, 30 million, 40 million users over the next year or so that start to run on the World Mobile Network. And then you're as big as BTC, or you're as big as ETH, or you're as big as any of the big popular chains. And then it doesn't stop, right? Because if World Mobile does its job right, and the community create this sharing economy, and they do their job right, then billions of users is possible.
Especially when they're all using World Mobile eSIMs. I think we've got 2 days or 1 day left of the competition to win a year's worth of free data. But what's the latest on the launch of the eSIM sales platform?
Nick and team have been working very hard. We're roaming around right now on our eSIMs. There's many people testing eSIMs around the world. And the eSIM platform is due to go live early next week. Which means
Nick, you're connecting on an eSIM right now. What's the experience like on a World Mobile eSIM?
Yeah, I'm pleased to say I'm connected on LTE with an eSIM I bought and activated through the website that is due to launch.
Awesome. And how do we install an eSIM? What's that process like on the website?
So you will choose a data package for your eSIM, and then once you've made your purchase, you'll be given a QR code. And then all you need to do is maintain a stable internet connection. And with your unlocked eSIM compatible device, you can scan the QR code and it will activate your eSIM. And then you just turn on data roaming on the eSIM, and then you're good to go.
Nice. And how many countries will we have coverage in at launch?
So for launch, we have over 40 countries. And we should be building out products that will allow for more countries and various options based on what people want over time.
Exciting.
And just to be clear, we actually can support over 150 countries right now, but we've tested the 40 countries and are very happy with the quality of service to those users. As we finalize the test for the other countries, because we must provide a premium quality service, right? We're not here to joke around. We're here to bring on a lot of subscribers and to make it happen. So eventually we'll have many deals that will allow us to be very competitive in more than 170 countries. But initially we'd like to launch with what we're sure is going to work, and our customers, our subscribers, are going to be able to utilize the best. And also something else we should add is that right now you can only buy the eSIM from the World Mobile website. But actually, in the next couple of weeks or month, we will be able to purchase directly from the mobile application using any currency that you want, whilst also staking to your SIM card through the World Mobile Network, through AYA, to be able to receive additional benefits, discounts, promotions, codes, competitions to benefit you as the end user, which of course benefits the network as well.
Very, very exciting. You touched upon the app there. We recently celebrated the launch of phase 2 and phase 3 of the World Mobile Global app. So we've seen many new European countries added to the app. We have got some more countries lined up for the coming weeks. So I think next up we're going to see New Zealand, Switzerland and Norway added to the list, which is very exciting. So eSIM and AirNode dashboards, are they eventually going to integrate into the app? You said eSIM before, but will AirNode dashboard management also be in the World Mobile Global app?
EarthNode dashboard management, every Ethernet management, everything that can be managed will be all-encompassing in the mobile application. We want you to be able to be away on holiday, or if you're a remote operator who has provided the capex and is coordinated with the host, we want you to be able to check how much traffic you've run, check that everything is working fine on the network, check the throughput, check the latency, be a very much an active part of running this network. It's not going to work otherwise. So for ease of access and usage and seamless control of your own infrastructure, because remember that everybody that buys an AirNode is becoming a mobile operator in their own right, that's connecting to the World Mobile Network, and we're unstoppable. I always say it, and together we can do something, but not without easy use and easy monitoring of your system. So you just want to be able to flick up your phone, open the mobile application, and see what your AirNode is doing, what your EarthNodes are doing, what your Ethernet is doing, and chat to the hosts. And we're developing that. So yeah, absolutely.
Let me add to that. Sorry, let me add to that. That is not only the app that will have those. We are creating as well as a web version. So you will have all the options. You will have the phone screen when you want to. You will have a bigger screen on your computer when you want to. So you can manage your AirNode, your EarthNode, any way you want.
I can hear Antonio. Can everyone else hear Antonio?
Could everybody? Yeah, perfect.
Yes, it's probably the not spots on my side. One of the aspects of the app which got a lot of people excited at MWC was the scan for points functionality and the ability to capture that mapping data. One thing that's very exciting is that scan for points is going to be enabled globally in the coming few weeks. So even in markets where the World Mobile app kind of main features are not available,
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Be able to still use scan for points, which is really exciting. And then one question I've had quite frequently over the past couple of weeks, and something I've seen just kind of within the community, is the question regarding the scanning that's happening at the moment, because at the moment it is still in beta, but people have been scanning and asking, well, is the scanning that I'm doing now going to contribute to my points allowance and allocation moving forward? So I just want to add some clarity and say that retrospective points will be added once the gamification goes live, and we've got some really exciting plans for that gamification once the global launch is complete. So that's when the fun's going to happen, right, Micky?
Definitely. We're going to look after everybody that's been the beta testers all the way through to people that are actually using the commercial application right now. There won't only be points added, but there'll also be some nice gifts. For example, some merch store vouchers for everybody that has been scanning. But yeah, you saw it at MWC, Mike, with your own eyes. Many people came to us and said, how do we access this? How do we get this? We said, you can access this by downloading the World Mobile app. But there's many people interested in having the SDK or white labeling it, and that can work. PPE, partners profit execution, very, very important. And if you think about the information and the data that we got from Reno and Nevada from scanning, and how quick it identified these not spots, and how quick it identified where we should put our infrastructure down. Typically, that would cost a company hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to purchase that data that you don't even know if it's in real time. And all of a sudden, as a community, we can identify all of that information pretty damn quick. And you've got some plans, and I've got some plans, Mike, to gamify this and make this a social activity for people who maybe don't even know about World Mobile Network, but want to earn points. And I think that this can be a huge engagement tool for the World Mobile Network, as well as very valuable data. And of course, we're looking very much forward to giving back to the community for their efforts.
Very excited for the global launch. And Antonio, what are the latest updates to the tech roadmap? There were a few changes yesterday noted on the Trello. What's happening?
Well, everything is moving forward. You know that we are working on all fronts at the same time and trying to deliver on all the fronts. So there's very exciting things coming around the corner. I don't know if you want to mention, well, the worldmobile.io release was there. As already mentioned before, eSIM and Open, they are going out. Is there any other thing that you want to make a special mention from the latest days in the roadmap?
Well, the big question always is latest on development of testnet and mainnet.
I knew that was coming.
Just before that, because I know it's only you and Antonio, you and Torben working on the whole what mobile stack.
Yeah, I have heard those rumors that only Torben and me are working on tech in World Mobile, and actually we play Monkey Island the whole day, right? The sad news is that I haven't played video games since '97. I think it was after the release of Blade: The Edge of Darkness, a Spaniard video game. The good news is that the team in World Mobile the tech team in World Mobile is around 25-ish, not counting you, Micky, not counting Alan, not counting Nick, James, everybody that has also significant impact in the software, Magnus, etc., right? So yeah, it's not just Torben and me, even if we are the only ones that you can see the faces of. Actually, I saw a couple of team members lurking in the shadows here, and I'm sure that there are more in here in the spaces.
Okay, so tell us about ITN.
Yeah, ITN. So everything is on track from the last call that we have with the Omnet operators, but in the last few days, I've been trying to get more into the Telegram group that they have and seeing the concerns and the issues that they are finding. So one of the things that I'm doing personally is to write a document that's like a guideline and expectation setting document for the Earth-Node operators. Next week, I don't know if I can announce the day already, Mike, that we have the call with the Earth-Node operators. Is that something that I can say?
You have to check with Mike because he's got all the embargoes.
Yeah. We're lifting some embargoes today, but maybe not that. But
okay.
But go for it.
Next week, hopefully on Wednesday, we'll have the next call with the Omnet operators, and I hope to have that document ready before the call, so everybody will have a guideline of what's happening on the next few weeks and up to the next few months with this incentivized testnet, and clarifying some of the terms, because I have heard so many people saying, why do you call it mainnet light, etc., which
why do we call it mainnet light, please, Antonio?
Mainly because you coined the term in a live spaces and people loved it. Secondary, because it's not a pure testnet, it's not mainnet as well, because we are using from the telecommunication side of things, it could be a mainnet, because we're using the real production data to be settled into the chain. And also, partially from the staking side of things, it will be a partial mainnet, because we want, even if it's an incentivized testnet, we want the staking to happen on Cardano mainnet. So the stake that's going to the testnet nodes is real WMT, right? So that's the side that's mainnet light. But on the other side, on the blockchain part, on all the rewards model, on the consensus, etc., is a testnet, right? So internally, the blockchain team, we call it incentivized testnet because that's what we are mostly focused on the blockchain team, on the blockchain side of things. On the network team, they call it mainnet light because their IPDRs are production ones, and you will listen the spaces Micky calling it mainnet light and me saying incentivized testnet. They are synonymous for us.
Exciting. And what's the latest on multi-chain, Antonio? How's multi-chain impacted World Mobile so far? Or maybe Micky, that's one for you.
I mean, from my perspective, you're seeing a greater increase into Telegram from socials. You're seeing more followers coming to join and read what we're writing about. But not only can we benefit from all of the different things that no blockchain is the same, right? Some are advantageous in this area, some fall down in this area, but each has their benefit. But ultimately, if you're going to connect 1 billion people by 2030, and we're going to build the world's biggest sharing economy and democratize communications, you want to make it open and accessible to everybody. So I think one of the major benefits of going multi-chain has been that so far, and we're seeing it. And even in a bear market, we're seeing an increase of people joining the sharing economy and wanting to be a part of what World Mobile is, and wanting to operate, or wanting to stake, or wanting to just understand what's happening. So I think in terms of people seeing what we're doing and visibility, it's been great. In terms of operating with Conflux, for example, and utilizing the best bits of Ethereum, and of course BNB chain, that's also been great for our tech team to see what we can do, where we can do it and how we do it. So Antonio, maybe you've got some things to add there on the tech side as well.
Yeah, on the tech side, it's very exciting because not, as I always say, not every blockchain is the same. Not every blockchain is usable for everything. So we want to leverage the advantages of each single layer 1, layer 2, layer whatever that we integrate with Inaya, and be able to allow the Earth-node operators to offer specialized services depending on the blockchain that they will operate. On the practical side of things, multi-chain will come to the incentivized testnet on a later stage once we have the first chain integrated, which is Cardano already, in a stable way. It will be the second phase of that incentivized testnet to connect to the next chains. And once we connect to the first, to the first second chain after the first one, it will be one after the other, because then the roadmap is set, the blueprints are set, and we can be working in parallel in several ones.
Fantastic. I'm mindful of time here. I know we want to get to a big reveal, so moving on to deployment. Andy, how close are we now to Pakistan Aerostat showing on WMT scan?
Pretty soon, guys. Yeah, so I'm not gonna give away the exact number because we're gonna reveal that on WMT scan. But essentially, what we're really proud of is we've proven some assumptions of working with a backhaul provider, so that they've demonstrated we can use a backbone for our business model and leverage the sharing economy to accelerate their existing businesses. So yeah, proving that cookie cutter approach is really important, and that's what we've been working really hard behind the scenes to get going. So that's Pakistan.
So the number of air nodes is going to be a surprise, but it's one that we think the community will be very excited for when they see it hit WMT scan.
Exactly. Yeah. Comparing it to Zanzibar, I think people will be very happy.
So how will users in Pakistan connect to the World Mobile Network then? So what's the interface for them? What's the experience like?
I can answer this one happily. It's okay. The mobile application is, of course, a great way to connect to the World Mobile Network. But of course, the captive portal, right? Using the the DID web extension. So they'll have both ways. If they don't have a compatible phone, which is very unlikely, or they have a laptop, or they have some other device, then we maximize compatibility by allowing them or enabling them to connect via both. Of course, we prefer that they connect via the mobile application because the feature set is so much greater at this stage. But both ways, web or mobile app.
Back to Zanzibar, almost 450 air nodes and some record usage seen in WMT scans. So what's driving that increase in usage we've seen in recent weeks?
So I think the summary is we've been focusing a lot on B2B and B2Home customers. So that's not only is that a more consistent use of data, but it's also a nice double up because we make sure that all of the B2B and B2Home nodes are also available to be used for public node usage as well. And what we're seeing is because we've got a really good reputation on the island, arguably the best for quality and support, people are using the internet when they go to work, and then they're going back home and they're talking about how good it is, and then more people are starting to use the service. So it's sort of like a nice snowball that's happening.
I was speaking to a couple of businesses out there recently, and they were saying that they've had more people come to their shops because of the B2B2C model, because people are connecting, right? So they're hanging outside the shop, but then the shop is also selling goods and selling items. So they're also seeing an increase in trade because they've got more people hanging outside the shop. So ice cream shops and drinks. So it's quite a genius model, to be honest, the B2B2C model, and it's working. It's something that we feel that we can export to other places, certainly in the African continent or certainly on the Asian continent. Andy's been working very hard alongside Nick and Magnus and the other 30, 40 people that operate those areas.
Yeah, it's a testament to making sure that our network is the best, and that's not just in Africa. That'll be everywhere else in the world as well.
So we talked about USA. We've just touched on Pakistan and Zanzibar. But there's been a lot of questions in the community and a lot of detective work going on, trying to work out A, where Gregory is, and B, what he's doing. So, Gregory, what's going on?
Well, as I said at the beginning, Mike, I do feel a little bit like Waldo, because people are asking me, where are you? And I can't tell them until maybe a little bit later on. But I guess if I'm Waldo, that makes Micky Wizard Whitehead, Wizard Whitebeard, because if you've watched Waldo, he's the guy who sends people all over the world. And I feel as if I've been sent to the very ends of the earth this time. I'm in a fascinating place. It's fabulous. I can't speak the language that they speak here, which makes life a little interesting. But it's very remote and it's very dusty. And I have to say that as a child, I used to watch documentaries on the BBC in England about where I am. And Waldo, by the way, will be known by our American community, but in England, he's known as Wally. Where is Wally? But it's basically the same story. So I am in a country that is full of happiness and smiling people, and everybody we're working with in the very remote villages we're working through is keen to help and see us achieve our goals and aims. And the place that I used to watch documentaries about is only sort of 600-700 meters from our operating site, and it's the mighty Limpopo River. And the mighty Limpopo River is in several different countries in Southeast Africa. The one I am in is, wait for it, Mozambique. Oops, there goes the drum roll. Mozambique. I waited as long as I could for that drum roll. No, I'm in Mozambique. Yeah. Mozambique is a fabulous, fabulous country. It's very large. I'm about, here we go. I'm about several hours, most of a day's drive from the capital. I've been here for 10 days or so now, working with a team, not only the World Mobile local team, Mozambicans who have been supporting World Mobile for a while, but we have people here from Zanzibar, Tanzania, who we've brought with us, training Aerostat operators, and we have Aerostat experts from all over the world. And we've been doing the preparatory work up until now. But what I can tell you is that there are a bunch of people on aeroplanes as I speak, coming from all sorts of different places to arrive here in the next couple of days, who are going to be taking the preparation work to its next logical stage. And no discussion about aerostats would be complete without using at least once the word soon. But I can assure you that within a short period of time, I will no longer have to use that word at all, because it's here and it's now, and we're working very hard with a lot of support to get this done. Micky, I mean,
you've done a grand job, Gregory. I mean, we're literally in the middle of nowhere, and we've got our remote support, and you've got the Tanzanian Zanzibar technicians out there. But just so people understand the scale, how many people do you have operating to get this aerostat set up?
Well, from the start to the finish, with the logistics and the engineering requirements and the drivers and everybody else, we've got about nearly 20 people who've been directly involved so far on the ground, and a lot of people in other countries supporting us remotely. It doesn't take 20 people to operate an aerostat once it's there, but to set it up and get it in place, especially somewhere completely new, when it's something that World Mobile hasn't done in Africa before, it's a lot of work. And our team have been working exceptionally hard, long hours in very hot conditions. And I mean, one of the things we're doing is giving back to the community. As I said, we're in a very remote village where simple hygiene is an issue. And so as part of our legacy for the village is that we're building a new set of toilets for the school. The school is right next to the Aerostat site. And as we work with our cranes and with our cherry pickers, all the school kids are peering out of their windows. I don't envy the teachers, to be very honest, because I think we're a bit more interesting to watch than perhaps they are. But we're going to be doing some outreach in the school as well during the operating period, initial operating period. And once the toilets are complete, we will put the World Mobile logo on them. What we're going to have to do is be very careful that the wall cannot have graffiti on it, so that nobody decides to write a letter C anywhere near the logo. But we'll make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, the logo is going on the toilets with a plaque that will say in Portuguese that this has been donated by World Mobile on the occasion of the first ever commercial aerostat launch in Africa. We are going to do something that has never been done before in Africa. Launching a commercial aerostat is no mean feat, especially in a continent where it's never happened, in a country where it's never happened. I have to say that the authorities have been super supportive. I've been on the phone today to the aviation authority here in Mozambique. We're talking all the time to the telecommunications authority, and it's been fabulous. So really, I have a lot of work to get back to. And I also have supper waiting for me. So unless there's something else specific,
floating, Gregory, everybody's waiting for it. And on that, and thank you very much for your hard work. And on that note, we held out in Zanzibar for as long as we possibly could. But just as testament to our team, launching this aerostat has taken us less than 2 months. And that's including the customs, that's including the arrangements, that's including all the regulations, that's including the support. And we've had glowing letters of thanks and respect from the regulators. So everything that we did in Zanzibar was a learning experience. And actually, there's 5 or 6 different countries that are waiting in the African continent for an Aerostat. So once we've got this one up, our experience goes to the next level, and we're able to look at where else we'd like to launch. But also, just to add to that, there's the Middle East, and there's of course the United States of America, which could benefit from Aerostats. So again, grand job. It's a shame, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get to launch this yet in Zanzibar, because that was the dream. But again, I'm very, very impressed and very proud of the team who have managed to do this in record time. And clearly, we've learned and understood a lot about how to operate not only Aerostats, the equipment around Aerostats, but how to operate with governments, because it's a new thing, as you said. No one's ever done this before, so I can't say too much, but obviously it's quite scary for some governments to have an Aerostat floating in the air, and for other governments it's not. So thank you, Gregory.
Micky, thank you very much. It's the team that have done it, and I've just been a bit of a conductor. But I have to say that the Zanzibarians we have here, the trainee Aerostat operators, are desperately excited to take this back to Zanzibar in due course. They're itching to do it.
We will get this up in Zanzibar. We will get our Aerostat up in Zanzibar, but it's great to be doing it somewhere else finally, so the community, the sharing economy, and everyone can enjoy and see the benefits. And when you see the data sets that we're about to produce from the Aerostats, I think that's when everybody's minds are going to get blown.
And by the way, we haven't seen any hippos or elephants on the Aerostat site yet, but they have been walking around about 500 meters from where we're operating. So we'll try and get some pictures for you.
You're going to do a live stream from that Aerostat, I hope. So you'll be able to walk around and drive around and be able to show us exactly what you're seeing and the quality of the world mobile connection.
Absolutely.
When this beauty goes up.
Absolutely. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Gregory. Good luck, and say hi to everybody there.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to the community for their dedication in trying to work out the location of where this launch was taking place from some of the content we've been sharing recently. And at the same time, I also want to say a big shout out to Zach Lilly, our social media manager, because we have thrown a few red herrings out there, and there's been a lot of deliberation and maybe some license plate photoshopping to send people into different parts of Africa. But there you have it. Mozambique is the place of the launch. And just to give you an update on how we are going to distribute the content around the launch in Mozambique, we are planning a live event. It won't be live. It'll happen after the launch itself, but it'll cover the launch, have the countdown, we'll have interviews, hopefully some music. Looking to do this on YouTube, so look out in your email inboxes for an exclusive invite coming very, very shortly.
Just to add to that, Mike, I believe we've got Dickin and Brad who will be documenting a lot of what's happening out there. But as soon as the bird is floating, the community will know, right? They won't have to wait.
For sure. So we're going to start giving you some site updates day to day. We can share a lot more of the content that we've already got. We've had so much, but it's been difficult to cherry pick what we could share without giving away too much about where we were. So yeah, expect to see some additional content that Gregory's been capturing over the past couple of weeks while he's been out in Mozambique. Excited to share that. And of course, once that Aerostat is up, we will be sharing a whole host of content and imagery of.
And at risk of getting told off by you or any of the other team, I'm going to do it anyway because the community is the most valuable to us. We do expect you to see the first footage of this Aerostat flying next week, weather permitting.
Micky. Yeah, it's about the weather, guys. It looks pretty good actually this coming week. So, Micky, I think you'll. But let's hope the weather's kind to us.
I've got Micky coming through in capital letters on Teams and on WhatsApp. But you guys are the most important to us. You guys and ladies are the most important to us, and I really want you to enjoy this experience with us. And we've waited a very long time, but as Gregory said, this is the first ever time it's been done, and this is the first commercial deployment of an Aerostat in Africa, and arguably one of the first commercial deployments in the world. And I think I'm more excited than anybody else. Let's move on. AMA.
Yes, very mindful of time. We've got a bit of setup to do over at the convention center. So let's go straight to an open AMA, try and answer a few questions. But yeah, we might have to cut this short in kind of 10 to 15 minutes max. So have we got anybody that wants to come up? There's got to be loads of questions about Mozambique. We've got Mav 100.
Is that Cameron, or is
it is? I think Zach's just bringing him up now.
Cameron, you're up. Mav 100. You've got to press unmute.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Well, I just had a question about Vegas. You mentioned that the community's getting things organized down there, and we have some techs up here. If they're really looking to get that thing set up by Christmas, we'd be happy to come down and give them a hand. We have a couple of CPIs that have gotten established and have some experience with the equipment. So if you guys want a hand or they need a hand, let us know.
Good man. Thank you very much. We absolutely will.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Really looking forward to the next, gosh, forever, really. This project is amazing.
I think you've got some big news to share on the next one as well. So I'm looking forward to that update.
Certainly. Have a great one, guys.
All the best. Good weekend. Thanks, Cameron.
Speak soon. So we got Noah's Earth node coming up next. Just give him 1 minute to get up. Noah's Earth node. How's it going?
I actually don't see them called up yet.
Yeah, I think maybe he's dropped off. Have we got somebody else? We got Prashant. Prashant, how are you? And welcome to the space. Just waiting for him to connect. You're up. How you doing, Prashant?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, can hear you loud and clear.
Hi. I briefly heard somebody mentioned that they are also going live for Pakistan on WMT scan. Like, when are they planning to do so? Because initially I think it was told it was supposed to be end of September. So is it still the case, or what are the plans basically? That's what I'm curious about.
The nodes are being added to WMT scan as we speak. We'll make sure that the nodes represent exactly where the infrastructure is. Remember, Pakistan is not a world mobile deployment. Pakistan is a deployment from a very large backhaul provider who's adopted the sharing economy on their own. So we expect it to be hopefully at the beginning of next week, towards the end of next week.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Are you from Pakistan?
I think Prashant has gone. Next up is James Bowater. Mr. Bowater.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
How are you?
Jimbo?
Can you hear me?
How are you doing?
I've got really exciting news. I now have a phone that can take an eSIM, but it's called an Apple. When are we going?
That's okay.
Is the eSIM going to be, is it already available for Apple?
The eSIM will work on Apple. You'll be able to go to the eSIM.worldmobile.io and you'll be able to purchase it, any eSIM, and install it. and the mobile application. Antonio, how are we doing with the mobile application for iOS? It's definitely underway, and I think it's quite
it's
advanced.
underway. It's quite advanced. I think that the UI is almost completed, not only in design but also in development. And we're integrating with the Kotlin multi-platform backend that shared most of the code, so it's going quite fast.
My next question is: will the eSIM work in Mozambique?
The eSIM will work in Mozambique.
Does that mean I could go? Listen, I just
Let's
wanted to
pick up
say,
offline, but sure.
Mate, listen, I wanted to say, incredibly proud day. Well done. Congratulations, everyone. 5 years down. Amazing. Really proud. Really proud. Well done.
Thank you very much, James. We appreciate your support. Have a good one there.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got Alex Morris.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Alex.
What's up, Micky?
Yasu. Isagala.
How are you, Micky?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, but not there. So I'm at work
Are you not
currently.
here?
So
oh no, that's a
you're
shame.
stuck with my brother
we
only,
saw
man.
Theodore last
Sorry.
night.
Okay. I'm looking forward to going out to have a drink and some food with Chef.
You're stuck with Seth, guys. Guys,
don't worry. I remind him about the respect for the bigger brother.
You should,
Don't worry, you got
as you should. I know you got me covered there. Guys, I have a quick question. So, AirNode operation. If I live in New York, as an example, and I buy an AirNode, I install it in New York. Am I using for example, Verizon as a backhaul, or is it something else?
You're going. So in the terms and conditions, we recommend, or not recommend, we say that you should have a business line. The business line is for two reasons. One, because you shouldn't resell your home internet. Second is because the business line will have better latency, and if we're building a diamond class A++ network that we want the 1,000 mobile network operators to integrate and allow their customers to run onto, we want our subscribers to have an excellent experience. The business line will have priority and latency and all the things that we need. So it's very common if you think about a coffee shop broadcasting Wi-Fi. This is absolutely allowed. So it's the same for the World Mobile Network. So you'll need to go and speak to Verizon. You're going to need to speak to somebody else, or the host that you choose to place your AirNode with will need to have that line as well.
Okay, but that's entirely possible for me to do, right?
100%.
So next up, I think we're going to go back to Noah's Earth node. Try one more time.
Noah doesn't. I think.
Are you up?
X has got to get much better at bringing people online. Come on, Elon.
Chef's taking to IHOP, apparently.
Okay, you're going right. Clearly, Chef is taking also Daniel to IHOP as well. You haven't met Daniel yet, have you?
I don't think so.
He's huge. Amazing guy. Was with Cardano since the very beginning of their ICO in Japan, supporting them, and then worked with IOG for a very long time, or IOHK for a very long time. And now he's got an awesome project called Zengate that he's working on that is also fixing real world problems and bringing real world to the blockchain. And I know Chef's a big part of that as well.
I think maybe we did meet yesterday. But yeah, we'll definitely catch up over the weekend. Mav's back, Cameron. And then I think we've got Clover Nodes.
All right.
After that, we're probably going to have...
I was going to shout out to the gentleman over in New York City. when you set up your backhaul, there are actually some really cool community wireless mesh networks that are set up over there that you can actually tap into. And so if you want more details, just go ahead and hit me up. We're working in a variety of places talking about leveraging different community fiber networks and things like that to provide backhaul for the air nodes. So if you have questions, just go ahead and send me a DM and I'll help you out.
Good man, Mav. Excellent. I think you have a lot of DMs. Okay, let's do it. Let's do one more question, and then we'll come and pick you up, Mike, and we go to set up.
Let's do it. Clover, you're up.
Hey everyone, great space.
Hey Clover, how you doing?
So exciting. I'm good. Just drinking my coffee and about to start packing for Vegas. So I'll see you guys soon. I have a quick question about the scan for points for iOS. Is there a workaround being worked right now for us to be able to use it once the app launches?
There is a workaround, but it is not being worked on right now because we're focusing on getting the mobile application out. Because as you know, World Mobile is not only for crypto users. We also have the travel SIM. We also have the branded SIM where other brands can use our SIM, and that's kind of the focus. But we do know of a workaround, but it's complex. iOS locked down a lot of things, so it will come, but over time. I'm not saying it will be a year, but I'm not saying it will be next month either.
Okay. All right, mobilers. It's been an exciting space. Can't wait to see what happens next week in Mozambique, and looking forward to meeting many of you over the course of the next few days here in Vegas. So we're going to go and get set up, take our merch, the air node, some of our collateral over to the North Hall, the conference center, and I'll see some of you there.
Thank you very much, community. Thank you very much to our team. Onwards and upwards. Let's connect everyone everywhere. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye.